First of all, minus non-bias, I'm hoping that you're bringing a brand that's really bringing something good to the market. Because before we have the conversation about sales, you need to know that fashion in general, but streetwear is very, very volatile. It's extremely competitive, and it's a tough business. Now, when I speak to any person, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I know that." But when you come to the point when you're trying to figure out how to distribute your product, all of those things are extremely important because it comes into play when you're trying to move the product, okay? My first piece of advice is have a reputable sales rep involved with your brand. So a lot of times how that works, you could bring on a sales representative for somewhere around 10%. I think I've heard of instances where it goes up to 12 or 15, but I think 10 is a good round benchmark. If I'm wrong, any of my sales rep dudes, leave comments below and let me know what the average is now. 10% of what they move for your product is what they make. I mean, unless you have a different arrangement with someone where you partner them, and a lot of times you can get a sales rep on board where money doesn't come out your pocket. Now, having said that, before that point even happens, to find a really good sales rep that has really good relationships with all of these retail, I mean, you're going to have to convince him that your brand is dope, because how many brands does this guy get pitched every day that he could choose to be a part of or not be a part of, you know? And in this economy right now where everything is really tough, you have, where you used to have more dedicated sales reps where the brand has the leverage to say, we just want you to rep our brand and no one else. Now you definitely have reps, if they're still in the game, they're repping like 6 different brands. They have footwear, they have apparel and sometimes accessories, or sometimes just different apparel brands that compete against each other, and that's just the way it is. So that's one point. If you're approaching retail by yourself and you want to go rep your brand by yourself, there's a couple things we need you to know in the industry. Please don't try to out-cool people. This whole industry is built on cool guys and cool people. It's like working in music and film. It's all the same thing. So it's like, don't come in there guns blazing. I mean, unless your brand is Aku and T.I. is one of the people who is putting out the brand, it doesn't even matter, because at that point you have an amazing sales team that want to get involved because they know the project's going to move. When you approach a retailer, that whether it's an independent location or a chain of 6 locations, I mean, you need to come with a great story for your brand and good product, and you got to come solid on delivery dates. So, the second part of approaching retail is, once you do get in there or they give you a shot, however that is, you need to be able to be very flexible in working with the retail with your brand, because you're trying to achieve the same outcome. You're trying to move product. You're trying to make your brand bigger. They're trying to sell the brands that are moving. So you have to be able to work really well with them in terms of, and you got to concierge your line with the retail, being able to switch out goods and just kind of keeping on tab on them on what's moving or what's getting a response, or what would otherwise have made the sale, So this way, if you have their best interest in mind, I mean, it's also aligned with having your best interest in mind. To have that kind of flexibility takes money, and it takes time and relationship building. So to sum up, have a dope sales rep. Make sure you find the right sales rep. I mean, they're an ambassador to your brand. And then number 2, if you are going at retail just yourself, don't try to out-cool them. Really come from a place that's real and that's core to whatever it is you would like to do with the market, because there's literally 2 million brands that they could choose to put on their shelves or their racks. This kind of goes along with the basis of marketing and where your whole brand is coming from. But keep in mind, the questions that they're asking themselves is, why should I put this brand in that real estate in my shop?